Well, again, it's Crimson, and I have one more thing to go over, and that's common uh, team strats I use, and common things I do for each thing. General Freeze, which is just fast Catherine, and then Romulus is just there. It doesn't really matter. Fast Catherine, you want to be as much speed as humanly possible, so she freezes. Helen, I use to purge off if there's frost marks, if there's burn marks, if there's anything that generally is on the team at the very beginning, which can be dispelled, which comes from Michelangelo or Romulus. And then I need Helen to be as fast as possible because I want her to purge off those frost marks or burn marks. Basically, I don't want the stuns to start happening, or I don't want the freeze to start happening. That being said, again, it's Romulus just tanky and just there. Catherine needs speed the most. Doesn't really matter whatever stat she has other than that. For Helen, it's speed and crit damage reduce. It's not tenacity. Tenacity is a stat that stops them from critting incredibly a lot, which you might think that's great. Except for Helen, she heals based on how often she gets crit. So crit damage reduce, which reduces the damage crits do, or just general defense, which makes you take less damage. It's far better than tenacity. HP crit damage reduce, but again, speed is probably the main thing in this situation for her because you're trying to get rid of the frost marks or burn marks that are on your team. Himiko I use to add a snare on units that are in the position directly opposite of her. So she's back third on the top. Whoever would be top on third on this side would get snared. And that's basically what I use her for. And then Hannibal would be the general stuns the entire row type unit. And that's why I would use her. With her doing that, I would want speed, and then I think she's based on her tag, but again, I don't have a startup that much, so I really don't care. I just want her being fast. Stunning as much as possible, or stunning whoever she can. Don't mind starting over if I have to. Second team comp is Freeze Burn, and then there's Nene. Freeze Burn is generally you want them frozen as fast as humanly possible, but you do not want high might on Catherine. This is because you're freezing them and then you're trying to put burn stacks on them, which would come from, in this case, the realm. And that would be the main thing you would do there. Honda. Yeah, I want her at like hopefully being more might than Catherine. Still need to be fast to put a realm up, but again, more might than Helen or Honda. Catherine has. More might than Catherine has. General Team Cup, aside from that, is the team comp in which you use Nene, which you can put up Takanaka and give shields to people. Then you want Nene putting up her realm. Her realm decreases the attack and crit damage all enemies have while that realm is up. So if her realm is up, it makes some units, especially Takanaka and not Takanaka, Tamino, May, and other units absolutely useless. And as long as they're useless, they aren't doing a lot of damage. You can do whatever you want. The main thing again is Nene's realm goes up, and then do whatever. Nene also has a skill which stops enemies from dodging and healing. So hit on her is quite good as well. I like speed and hit on Nene mainly. Get her realm up as fast as humanly possible, and if she entraps somebody, stops them from dodging and healing. Makes them quite useless. Not really bad for her, but great for your team, especially if you're talking out. Because if enemies are doing less damage, they really can't break your shields at all. Aside from that, team comp generally doesn't really matter if those two are in the team. Because if her realm's up and then Takanaka's giving shield to people, no one else is taking action, no one else is really harming you at all. Is there any other? This team comp I use for Guild Adventures. This is a summoner comp, but also it goes over Pandora's use mainly. And that's, I use her as a stunned human. Basically going as fast as possible. She either has 3 burn marks or she flat out stuns enemies. And if she does that, that's great. And then you don't need to bring Romulus and Catherine, you just have Pandora. Aside from that, you don't need to do much else. You have Pandora in the team again. It's basically getting rid of those 2 in your team. And then she's adding burn marks to enemies or flat out stunning them. So her with Hana is actually really nice. Similar comp for Guild Adventures though. A bit different. It's something like this, which I summon as much as possible, die as much as possible, and then Jink basically just attack hunters and die. Romulus or Raphael is used with her E30 plus because everything that dies gives your team 5% more attack. So if these things are just some things that you want to die for her, that's fine, especially when she's then giving you attack, which stacks. And this is giving you attack, well, whatever.